Alrighty guys, welcome to my channel, SteveO the Window Cleaner. As you know, we have been going over how to start a window cleaning business and some of the things to go into it. I was talking about going straight into website and kind of talking about that, but as I've talked to a lot of you, I've realized that sometimes a website isn't immediate, and some of the more topics that are immediate is how to figure out how to bid. So what I want to start talking about in these basically next 3 videos is how to bid storefronts, how to bid residential, and then how to bid large commercial. I'm not ever going to go into high rise because I don't have experience into high rise, but I will try to find somebody about high rise and go into that. But what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you about 4 photos of different storefronts and just give you some tips as far as kind of average pricing and things to look at when you're looking at storefronts so that you know how to price these storefronts better right from the beginning. And what I really encourage you to do right away is create systems, okay? Black and white systems about how you're gonna price these storefronts. That's gonna be the most important thing on how to be consistent. And you really gotta look at your area. Do a little research in your area. Maybe my prices are maybe lower or maybe they're higher than what they would be in your area. So make sure you do that. Sometimes bigger cities can have higher prices than smaller cities or small towns and stuff like that. So really look at that stuff when you're thinking about how to, bid storefronts and all of that. But let's get right into it and start looking at some of these images. These are just simple images from Google, but overall will give you a really, really good idea of how to create those systems for your business and how to basically bid storefront window cleaning. Okay, so for this first storefront that we're looking at, this is basically a very, very average storefront. So what we have here is we have 5 windows on the top. We got a door, and then we got 4 windows on the side. That's including the 2 on the lowers on each side. Now, when I look at a storefront like this and I look at the top row, right away I'm thinking, okay, those are pretty small. What I'm going to probably do is price those on an average price of about $2 to $3, okay? Now, when you look at storefronts are different than residential. You're not really thinking of using a ladder when doing this. This is why you see so many guys use poles when doing storefronts. It's most likely you want to learn how to properly use a pole because you're not going to be paid on storefront window cleaning like you're going to be paid for residential. It's just not the same thing. So when I look at a storefront like this, I look at about, okay, I'm about to do about $2 to $3 on the top row. On the middle row, as far as the larger 4 windows, I'm going to be about at $3 a window. And then the bottom windows, I'm going to be at $2 a window again. And then for the door, I always do doors at $3. I just always do that, or even a little bit more, especially for like a restaurant. If you're finding a lot of grease prints, you could go up to $4 or $5 per door. That's usually the window that I'll spend the most time on a storefront like this. This is a very, very basic storefront. So to kind of give you a gist, this kind of storefront, if we're looking at it, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You're looking roughly right about anywhere around about $35 to $40 on a storefront like this. Now, in saying that, you are going to get people in your area that are going to be super cheap on storefronts like this. There are some companies that do super, super cheap. I would encourage you not to be the cheapest one in your town. Being cheap, you're going to get cheap customers, and it's just going to snowball and keep on going. So that's kind of my general pricing on a storefront like this. It is a quick clean. Storefront cleaning is a very straightforward process, and I would always try to sell on a storefront like this at least once every 4 weeks. Now, here's the key to once every 4 weeks. Once every 4 weeks means 13 cleans a year, not 12 cleans a year. So that's the key to that. Let's look at another storefront here. So we're actually going to look here at a discount tire. Now, the reason why I want you guys to look at this is because this is a little bit different. We have pretty long windows here on the top row going all the way around except for the window above the door. So the window above the door and the door, I would probably price those both at $3 a piece. But then all of these large windows that go all the way around on the top row, I'm going to price all of those as 2 windows. So whatever your price is, I'm going to price that at 2 panes basically. That's how I word it. So 2 panes would probably be about $6 inside out if you're going to use the $3 pricing structure. Now for the bottom row, once again, be anywhere from like $2 to $3 for that bottom row. Now, what you may find too is that with more corporate jobs like this, like a discount tire, they may ask for, hey, can we do all of our stores at a general price? So that's something you're going to have to work out with them, but that is something that happens with more corporate stores like discount tire or restaurants that are franchises, things like that. They may ask you, okay, well, if we just did all of them, what would be the price? But when you're looking at something like that, you don't want to price that large pane as one pane. You want to price that pane as two panes, because basically, no matter what, no matter how good you are or what, you may pull that pane down with straight pulls or with fanning, and then most likely you're going to fan the bottom. You could do straight pulls all the way to the bottom. We're really not talking about technique here though overall. But, a store like this, we're looking at, as far as what we can see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, let me do my quick math here. You're looking almost at about $92 just for those tall panes. That's just the tall panes. And then we'll count out the bottom panes as well and include that in on the price, right? And usually on these kind of places, you also want to try to sell garage doors, okay? Garage doors can be a huge extra benefit to adding that on. Discount tires usually don't do it, but just to say, with this storefront, the biggest thing is looking at those tall panes as two panes instead of one pane. All right, next, let's go to like a super small storefront. So this is, I don't know where this is. This the old curiosity shop. So this storefront, I'm going to say this storefront has 4 panes. I don't know this door to the side that has the little pane above. Maybe you do the outside. That looks like it's going upstairs to something else. But so a store like this, you always want to create a minimum price, okay? I would say a good minimum price is somewhere around like $25 to $30 for storefronts. That's even for like one window. Create a minimum. You don't want to be going to a store to do one window for like $3. You don't want to be doing that. If you do that, you're quickly going to be out of business. So just don't do that. Now, with a storefront like this, I would probably be at, I would say at least $20 for inside and outside of outside only and inside of the door. Now you see all the knickknacks in there inside of the windows. I would have the customer remove those whenever you do them so that it's not taking up your time. If they don't want to move them and it's going to take up your time, then I would do something like, like at least $40 in and out to remove those knickknacks and put them back. Maybe even more expensive than that. But remember that when pricing storefronts, that all those knickknacks are time, and time is money. So you've got to charge for that time. So look at that and say, okay, that's going to take me quite a bit of time. I think I'm going to double that window. And instead of doing $3 for this window, even though I could probably finish it in one squeegee, that may be a 2-pane window. So you may look at that window and say, I'm going to price that at $6 a window. But you're also looking at this kind of storefront and saying that's only 4 panes. If I did 4 panes times $3, that would only be $12. That's not enough money. That's not enough money for you to make a business. And then you always got to think, once you get that, you start getting the stores around it and it starts growing. But think of that when you see a bunch of knickknacks that you should upcharge to start moving those knickknacks around. We call that a Hobby Lobby store, right? So next, let's look at some cut-ups on a storefront. So this looks like maybe it's in Europe or something. So, this, if we were to say, oh my gosh, we're going to do $3 a pane, we'd be looking at, just for on this left side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we'd be looking at $27 just for that one side. That's going to be too expensive. They're not going to go for that, okay? So what I would do is I would do about $150 a pane for here. So for this one side, we got 9. We're looking at about $13.50 for that. So overall, you're almost looking at like a $50 storefront here. Now that might seem like a lot, right? At first, when you look at that and you say, oh, I don't want to charge that, but time is money. That's going to take you more time to detail the frames, to get around everything. So I would price that like that. You may even want to go up to $60 for a storefront like that. But look at that and know that, you're not going to charge $3 for that little pane. You might take it down by half, but you got to add them all up and make sure that the price works for you. All right. So then what we'll look at here last is just, again, some common storefronts, okay? So really these are a lot like the ones we just looked at. Sometimes with the windows that are here at this sports clips, maybe you go down to like $2 a pane because you'll go through them pretty quick. If you're watching this video and you're thinking, these are too cheap of prices, that's the storefront business. The storefront business is a fast-moving business. This is not, a lot of people think like of bucket bobs and stuff for storefronts, like they're just going to get this stuff done, it's going to look like crap. You can make great money doing storefronts, but it's going to take a good amount of work, a good amount of practice, good pull work, good quality. But you can train guys on basic techniques to do storefront very well. But like, you know, let's talk about this spa. The spa is a lot like the place we looked at earlier. So maybe this spa is about, you know, $35 to $40 inside and out, something like that. This sports clip, if we're looking at it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm not sure where the sleep store starts, but let's just say, I think I see where it ends here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So 27 times 2. So you're looking about right there around $54. I would round that up to 60, include the door. Let's make it a $65 storefront, right? You should be able to get inside and out of that, I would say, in about 30 to 45 minutes. Now, let's go into real quickly, let's end this video with, you know, the hourly average on how companies think about storefronts. Now, some people will say commercial is at a lower rate than residential. You can match it. You can match it with good pricing, but it's very competitive. You are going to lose storefronts for no reason other than manager changes. Maybe the place is bought by a new company. You will lose stuff by nothing you have done. You've done nothing wrong, but you'll lose them. It just happens. That's why in storefronts, you should always be trying to get more storefronts. It's a forever revolving door. You may do a storefront 1 year, they hire a different company for 5 years, all of a sudden you get that storefront back after that long. So just know that about storefronts. If you have more questions about storefronts, you know, shoot me an email. What I like best, guys, is to help you in a constructive way. You know, if you send me a bid and you say, what would you bid this? I want to know what you would bid it at first. I want to know where your mindset is at first. To just ask me, what would I bid this at? I don't know how much that helps you. So what I want to help you do is create a system, to create a structure of how to price your storefronts. And that's really going to be the best thing for you. So I hope this video has helped today. And if you have any questions, comment below. I always try to help out as much as I can. But we're also going to be going through residential pricing and commercial pricing. Commercial pricing is overall pretty simple. We might do that all in one video. I'm not quite sure. But the residential pricing is definitely a lot more variables than you will with storefronts. And I would add this. With restaurants, I would increase your price by like a percentage, maybe by 25% or by 30%, depending on, you know, how dirty the restaurant is. And then also one more thing to go over is frequency. If you're doing weekly, that's the only time I would decrease the price a little bit by a percentage. But bi-weekly or anything more, you don't really want to decrease that price. That's at least how I look at it. Now, if it's a one-time clean, then maybe I would just do like $5 per pane for all of them. One-time clean. They tell you up front, this is just a one-time thing. Make sure you charge accordingly. You know, for some customers, if they have moved into a store, but I know that I'm doing all their other stores, I won't charge them that first time clean as being a good customer. But it's just a lot of variables to think of, and just do what you feel is right and what is right for your business, and research this and you know, do your due diligence and really looking at this and making it a system in your business. I think that would be the best way to approach it. I hope this video has been helpful in going over some of these storefronts and the simple pricing of storefront window cleaning. And if you got any questions, comment below. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.